Hey everyone, Mirai here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, as you can probably tell. I'm going to be configuring ISBoxer on camera in real time. There may be mistakes that get made. Hopefully there won't be. Hopefully I'll just cruise right through this with a flawless victory. There will be uhs, there will be ums, there will be silence. I will be itching my face on a regular basis. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen in a live video. I will also be pausing to drink water every once in a while. What we will also be doing is I will be showing what it's like to configure ISBoxer without using the wizard. Because sometimes, well, first of all, back in my day, we didn't have the wizard, all right? We were wizardless back in my day. We had to configure everything from scratch, uphill, both ways in 7 feet of snow. It was ridiculous. These days, we've got the wizard, and it's fancy, but people still complain about it. I guess people will complain about anything, but I'm going to show what it's like to configure ISBoxer in an incredibly minimal configuration just to get a 3-character set working in World of Warcraft. 1, because it's the game that I play. 2, because World of Warcraft requires just a little bit more configuration than the typical game because of its macro system and the way that it interacts with ISBoxer. So I'm going to show how that is as well. Usually we throw around, we as in the elders, we throw around and we say use the wizard because of all the stuff that it does behind the scenes. And then the new guys are left wondering, well, what happens behind the scenes? Well, here you're going to get a taste of some of the things that go on behind the scenes that the wizard creates. And when this is over, you can decide whether you want to set up ISBoxer without the wizard or continue using the wizard. It'll be your choice. But without further ado, I do have some cheat sheets on the left and right monitors here in case I can't remember what I'm supposed to set up, because I don't typically set up ISBoxer without using the wizard. So let's hope I won't need to cheat. We're gonna not look. You can't see my other hand, but I'm gonna not look. So let's get this started here. 3-character set. Character 1, Radiatus. I don't actually need to fill this field in if the original name matches, but I'm going to anyway. Because make sure you select this. This has to do with the add-on that ISBoxer creates. Next name. I do have to cheat because I need their names. These aren't typical characters that I play. That's good. Make a copy. 3rd character, Peleus. Peleus. Everything looks good there. Oh, not the wizard. Sorry, that was a quick click. New character set. Multiboxing team. Very generic. We're going to set these. I'm not going to use these, but I'm going to set them anyway because this is typically how I would set something up. Everything else is okay. We need some slots. New slot. And we need to configure these bad boys. We're going to make this F1. Turn off global. Left shift FTL modifier. We need to set the CPU affinity manually here. All cores, 60/30 is good. No need to touch any of the other stuff. That looks good. Make a copy of that. Change the swap hotkey, change the FTL modifier. And make a copy of this. Change the swap hotkey. Change the FTL modifier. Okay, great. Now we can drag my characters in here. Oh, people are already bored. All right, next, we need some macros. Let's create some macros. New macro set. Macro set. Assign it to the team. New wow macro. We'll do an assist macro. Now I'm going to be using timeout. Mariah, how come you're so thirsty? Because configuring ISBoxer without the wizard is very rigorous work, and I'm sweating here. It's so hot. This is such difficult work. No, I'm going to be using here assist, braces, and FTL. This is what's known as an ISBoxer macro variable. What it does is it writes a macro for you. And I'll show you in a minute what that means. We've always had access to these, even back in my day without the wizard. When we were wizardless, I still had macro variables. But what it does is it just writes this long macro right here. That's what it does, because I don't want to write that out myself. So I use the variable to do it. This is a functioning World of Warcraft macro. There's nothing weird or shady about that. I'd also like to say that if you're watching this and you're like, oh, this is how you make macros for World of Warcraft. No, do not just, this is not a macro tutorial. Do not just come in here and write some stuff and click all these buttons and be like, well, that's what Mirai did in his other tutorial. If you need to use macros, if you need help creating macros in ISBoxer, I have a separate video that covers that. And you should watch that video instead. This is not a how to create macros in ISBoxer. F11 is follow by default. Can use. And again, this is just the same macros before, the same FTL variable. Now I'm going to create an invite macro. The wizard creates a universal functioning invite macro that you can use with any character set, any team, regardless of who you're leading from. I'm not going to type all that out. I am going to just create my own 3-man invite macro that's going to work with my 3-man team. It won't work with any other team unless they have the same names, of course. I don't need any of that extra stuff down there. Again, the macro set is assigned to my character set. Menus. Now, this is something that I kind of decided to not show. Menus, if you've ever used the wizard before and you've ever launched your character set, there are little icons in the upper left-hand corner of the screen that you can click on that toggle broadcasting and key maps. That takes a really long time to set up manually. And whatever the end time of this is, you can assume it's at least 10 to 15 minutes longer to set up menus for the toggles. And that's if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you should probably be using the wizard. So I'm going to skip menus. Anyway, they're not necessary in this sense. I can still make a functioning character set without them. So for key maps, we'll follow the same, combat, always on, combat, and non-combat, right? Correct. We'll start at the bottom here. Non-combat, new mapped key, assist, right? I keep asking you guys, right? You're like, yeah, sure, dude. Assist is typically Alt-A as per the wizard. I'm going to make it my middle mouse button. Assist requires FTL modifiers on. Same thing as the macros that I just talked about. This is not a macro tutorial. This is not a mapped key tutorial either. This is not something you typically set on mapped keys. So don't just create a mapped key and start clicking all these things and be like, well, I just watched Mirai do that in the last video. Why isn't this working? It's not working for a reason. These are special. Assist goes to all without current. And look at the macro set. We're looking at assist. Phenomenal. Yes. Looks good. Mouse 3, and we'll make a copy of that. We'll make a follow macro. Again, it uses the FTL modifier, so those stay on. And we're just going to change this to follow. See, I'm taking some shortcuts here to make this a little bit quicker. And the invite. Yeah. Invite is Shift-Alt-I. Sometimes I'll use the wizard defaults. Sometimes I won't. Just personal preference. And this goes to, who does this go to? This goes to window current, right? Final answer. Yeah, we're going to go with window current. Let's hope that works. Invites looks phenomenal. Oh, it didn't change the hotkey here. Hey, good catch, guys. Good catch. Would have gone in and it would have been all screwed up. So, okay, mouse 3, mouse 5, Shift-Alt-I. Great. Now, combat. I'm just going to set up a single DPS key to show that it works. And then I guess I'll show, here's what I'll show. I'll create a new map key. I'm going to send 2, or we'll call it 2. I'm also going to send 2. I'm going to personally, I like a manual assist, but because a lot of people like an automatic assist, I'll show how to set up the automatic assist. So do mapped key action, window current, in non-combat, assist. And then a keystroke action, we're going to send to all with current. We're going to send 2. So what this does is I press 2, it assists and sends 2. Just like that. Looks good. Now, typically what you would do, once you had one made, say you've got 15 buttons that maybe you want to broadcast to all your team members, you would make a copy. You come in here, you'd rename it. We'll make this 3. I'll change the hotkey to 3. We'll come in here and change this to 3. Just like that. And you would do this for every single button that you needed to broadcast. Now it gets a little tricky. I hopefully won't have to cheat here. Activate maps. Now this is your key map toggle. This is pretty necessary. Shift-Alt-M by default is what the wizard sets it up as, so we'll keep that. What we need is key map state action. Yes. Target everybody. Combat, we're turning combat off. Make a copy of this. Paste it. And we're also turning off non-combat. But we also, in addition to that, we'd like a pop-up text notifier to let us know that when we press the Shift-Alt-M, that it actually is going to tell us that, hey, you've just turned off key maps. So key maps disabled. And we're going to set that, I don't know, we'll put it up there for 5 seconds, I guess. And we're going to make it red, because red is bad. Off, off, red. Copy, step to clipboard. Paste, step to clipboard. And we just need to make some minor changes here. Turn it back on in step 2. Turn it back on and enabled. And we'll change this to green. Sorry, I got to look over because the microphone is kind of in the way. First world problems. Looks good. On, enabled. All right, we got to make a repeater action here. Or a repeater mapped key, I should say. Activate repeater. Am I spelling everything right? Oh yeah, vision's going in my old age here. Shift-Alt-R, that is the default. Action. What do we need? Don't look, it's just to the left of me. We need a target action. And we need a, where did it go? State action. And we also want some pop-up text because we want to know that we're doing things and that it's happening. So from the main, from the current to everybody else, and then from the current window, we want to turn on mouse and keyboard repeater. And at the current window, we want to tell ourselves that broadcasting is on. And we'll leave it, we'll put it up there for another 5 seconds. And we'll just leave it white. That's fine. I can copy this, paste this. We don't need a target for the second step. We just need to turn these off. And we need to turn this off. And we'll make that 1 second. That's one thing I didn't do here, actually. I don't want 5 seconds telling me that it's enabled. All right, what's next? We've got activate maps, activate repeater. We've got... Everything looks good. I think everything's good. I think this is very minimal here. What's next? Variable keystrokes. Don't need any variable keystrokes. The only variable keystrokes that I would set up for WoW would be interact with target. Not doing that. Not necessary for a very bare bones setup that we've got here. So next is window layout. Good times. Whoops. We want to swap always for game windows. We want instant swapping. And we need to add a region here. So we're going to go, for this video, we're going to do 1280 by 720. Phenomenal. Duplicate that. What is half of 1280 by 720? It is 640 by 360, right? Correct. Slides right in there. Like a glove. All right, next, duplicate that. It did not duplicate, so... Come on, buddy. There we go. Enter. 3-man character set. So we need 3 regions. Come over here. We set the roaming slot to 1. Region 1. Again, for the third time, for the third disclaimer, This is not a window layout tutorial either. This is just how I'm setting this up. This is very basic though. It's just going to swap between my characters like normal. There's no crazy advanced stuff going on here. This is actually a window layout that's offered by the wizard, but I like it, so I'm using it. But this is how you would manually configure it. Whew. So, okay, great. Everything looks good. Great, let's hope that works. Repeater profile. Yes, we need one of these, but we don't need to do anything to it. Isn't that great? That's very fancy. You can do it. You can change things if you'd like, but typically you don't need to for most games. Click bars. No click bars necessary. Action target groups. Nope. Timer groups. Nope. Virtual files. Yes. New virtual file. World of Warcraft virtual file is config.wtf. Well, that's its configuration file. And what we need to do here is we need to drag our characters down here. Make sure they're all named right. Yes, yes, yes. I would say we're good to go, minus the fact that I do need to now assign everything, whoops, to my character set, window layout, and a repeater profile. Now I'm going to hit export, and this better work. Oh, yes, yes, pro. All right, so now I'm going to launch. You can't see my taskbar, but it's on the monitor above. But we're going to launch this team, and let's hope for the best. This is uncut. We're going to sit here while this launches. It's only going to take a few seconds, though. Now, because I have signed these characters in prior, my login information is already stored in this. One more. Let's go. All right. So, key maps disabled, enabled, disabled. Repeater on. Broadcasting on. Same thing. So, I have two different passwords to type in here. Am I going to type them in correctly? That's always... Yes. Fantastic. All right. So, here are my battle mages. They're battle mages because they wield swords. So there's Radiatus, there's Humulus, and there's Peleus. One thing we need to check before we log in is if the add-on is enabled. And it is. There it is on all three screens. Or they'll be somewhere above me. Phenomenal. Okay, great. Enter the world. Let's do this. Swig of water. Okay, key maps enabled, and we're going to invite. All right, it did work. Turn off broadcasting. Now we're in a party. Where am I? The first thing to check, the first thing you should always check is if follow and assist work from every slot. So I'll hit follow, they follow. I click on this, watch the slave windows, they assist. Clear target. Swap to the second window. Follow. Exeter is under attack. Let's hope they don't come beat me up. Okay, so they follow from this. Watch the slave windows. They assist. Clear target. That's not the right button. What did I just do? Clear targets. Swap to the third screen. Hitting wrong things on the keyboard here. Follow is working. Come over here and watch the slave screens. They assist. So assist and follow is working. They're both working from... Why do I keep doing that? I keep hitting... Man. Okay, so now we have to check the DPS key. Works. Works phenomenally. That is... that's what it takes to set up a very, very, very minimal profile for World of Warcraft. That's what it takes. So... Check the time. I'm not timing this. I have no time indicators on the screen that I can see at the moment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to log out. We're going to exit the game. We're going to bring up this. And now I'm going to use the wizard and show you the exact same thing, but with the wizard instead. So file clear, delete everything. Wizard, quick setup wizard. We're using this for World of Warcraft. Next. And I have to change some things here when I do this. Radiatus, do that and change it to launch the right thing. Okay. The other guy was Humulus, and we need to delete that. And that's already set. Add them and Peleus in the P's. Down in the P's. Okay, that's set, that's set. Add character. There's my 3 character set. Multiboxing team. I'm going to need to make a quick adjustment here. If I can find the window layout. Here. This is the same window layout, but because the camera is kind of in the way where region 2 is, I'm going to manually move 2 and 3 back to where I had them prior. Okay, 60/30 is good. All CPUs with every slot. That's how I had it set up before. Next, I'm going to change some things here. Follow was mouse 5. Assist was middle mouse. That's fine. Whatever, I'll leave that because I'm not going to use it. Basic broadcasting. This is all set. Backspace, F11. Great. And we're done. Completely done. Here are my 3 characters. They are set up for World of Warcraft as they should be. Character set, multiboxing team. Everything's set up. Yes, everything looks good. I'm going to change this, though, so that I can swap a little bit easier. Let me just make some quick changes. I'm way ahead of time at this point, so I can screw around here and make some changes. If you're comparing wizard versus no wizard total time. So the wizard also sets up all these extra macros for you. Some of them are assigned, some of them aren't. Some of them are useful if you use Jamba. Menus. Now we've got menus. That means we've got the visual buttons that we can click in the upper left-hand corner. We have a ton of other mapped keys that we can use that the wizard has just automatically set up for us. It automatically broadcasts 1 through equals on my number row. Same thing with non-combat. I've got other things. Here's the interact with target if I wanted to set it up real quick. I don't. I have some formations here that it sets up for me. It's great. Window layout. This is the same as usual, but I do need to move this over so that we're out of the way of the camera. Repeater profile. Same thing as before. The wizard sets up action target groups for its own personal use. That's all I have to say about that. Virtual files. They look good. Okay, so we're going to export this. Okay. Minimize and launch this team. And we're going to see if this one works. There should really be no reason that it doesn't, but just to show all the way through, wizard versus no wizard. Oh, man. Okay, so we've got the buttons in the left-hand, upper left-hand corner here. And let's hope I typed the password in correctly. Yes, I did. Great. Again, double check that the add-on is enabled. There it is. Nothing else is. You can have other add-ons enabled. I'm just, for this video, I just don't want any other add-ons enabled. Oh, we're still in a party because I didn't log off for long enough, but we'll just uninvite these guys. Turn on key maps. Invite. There it is. Turn on broadcasting. Accept. Turn off broadcasting. Check follow. Follow's working. Check assist. Watch the slaves. They assist. Clear target. Turn off broadcasting. Swap screens. From character 2, do they follow? They follow. Assist. They assist. Clear target. Swap over to this guy. Do they follow? They follow. Do they assist? What do you guys think? They assist. Phenomenal. Okay, great. So from the leader screen, we can just DPS works great. DPS works great. And of course, this is from any screen. I can press 2 and they'll all cast. That's it. There you have it. That's what it takes wizard versus no wizard. That's what you get. So I guess it's your choice at this point. Do you want to continue not using the wizard, or do you want to just maybe use the wizard? Just conform. Just assimilate. Will you already? You rebels, you. All right, this was fun. This was cool. Thanks for watching, as always, and take it easy, guys. See you in the forums.